They say the ancients left warnings in whispers and riddles, not carved stone. Martial God Asura, chapter 839-840. The echo of one such enigma has ensnared Chu Feng. The palace halls fall silent, yet within the spirit power forging furnace, a cuboid chamber waits. Its two wooden guardians, black and white, locked in eternal truth and lies. One question, one choice, and the delicate balance of life and death hangs on a knife's edge. Eggy watches, heart pounding, as Chu Feng steps toward the door ominously labeled death, trusting in a mind sharper than any blade. Will cunning alone suffice to pierce the formation's veil? Or does destiny still have its hand to play? The air hung thick with tension, as if even the wind dared not move. Within the shadowed halls of the palace, a challenge awaited, one that could test the very essence of mind and soul. And it was here, at the edge of the unknown, that the fates of those who dared to step forward would be decided. You're right, Chu Feng murmured, his voice calm but carrying a spark of anticipation. Even if danger lurks within, it is merely a trial. Beyond the trial lies reward, something of great value, reserved only for those who can endure. Eggy's eyes glittered with a mixture of curiosity and mischief. You've already explored the palace, and yet nothing captured your interest, except this spirit power forging furnace. If there is treasure here, this must be it. So what will you do? Enter or retreat? A faint smile curved Chu Feng's lips, eyes alight with determination. I've come this far. I cannot turn back now. Dare you follow me, Eggy? Eggy replied, a teasing glint in her gaze. Of course I dare. Go ahead, take the risk, and bear the consequences alone. Her expression softened, a flicker of excitement dancing across her face. Chu Feng's smile deepened. Fear has no place here. The master of this place would not lay a trap without reason. At most, it is a test, and we have arrived. Why would I hesitate? With that, he stepped forward, each footfall echoing softly against the marble floor. But before he could reach the furnace, the world around him twisted violently. His vision warped, colors blending into a dizzying swirl, until a heavy silence fell, Chu Feng's brow furrowed, a serious glint entering his eyes. There is power here, but it will not yield easily. That is fine. I am prepared. The palace had vanished. In its place stood a medium-sized cuboid chamber, its air thick with the hum of spirit formations. Two wooden figures, one as dark as midnight, the other pale as moonlight, stood solemnly to either side. Between them, etched into the stone floor, a line of words glimmered faintly. Gate of life and death. Beneath, instructions lay bare, cold and immutable. Two gates, one leading to life, one to death. Two wooden guardians, one of truth, one of lies. One question aloud, one answer only. Life and death hang in your choice alone. Eggy's voice trembled, a hint of exasperation breaking through. How are we meant to ask? Tell me, at least which one speaks truth and which lies? Chu Feng shook his head with a knowing smile. If they told us that, it would be too easy. Challenges are never meant to be so simple. Eggy frowned, frustration mingling with curiosity. Then what? We could just pick one at random. But we do not know which speaks truth. One question and a lifetime might hinge on it. Isn't that just fate? Chu Feng's lips curved, a calm certainty in his gaze. Perhaps not. Without a moment's hesitation, he approached the pale wooden figure. Standing before it, he pointed subtly toward the black figure. If I asked it which door leads to death, what would it say? The white figure trembled, an aura of life stirring within its form. Slowly, it lifted a wooden hand, its gaze fixed on the left-hand door. In a voice stiff, yet unmistakably deliberate, it intoned 6 words. That is the door of death. A calm smile touched Chu Feng's lips as he strode forward, unwavering. Thank you. Eggy's gasp of alarm cut through the air. Chu Feng, that is the door of death. Are you mad? He ignored her cries, stepping boldly through the doorway. In an instant, the world contorted around him, walls twisting, the air humming with hidden power, and then silence. The palace returned. He stood before the spirit power-forging furnace, unscathed, triumphant. Eggy's voice was a mixture of awe and disbelief. We're out. How did you know which door to choose, especially when it was called the door of death? Chu Feng chuckled, a hint of pride in his tone. Did you truly think even the cleverest queen could be so slow-witted? Eggy huffed, flustered. Enough bragging. Tell me, how did you do it? He explained with patient precision. I asked the white figure what the black figure would answer if questioned about the door to death. If the white spoke truth and the black lied, the white would relay the black's falsehood, pointing to life and calling it death. Hence, I went through that door. Confusion clouded Eggy's eyes. But if the white figure speaks truth, why tell a lie? Chu Feng's eyes sparkled. Because I inquired about the black one's reply. The black one lies, so its answer is false. The white, speaking truth, reports that answer faithfully. By following the opposite of what it says, one finds the true path. Eggy's mind whirred, comprehension dawning. Ah, so it was not guesswork. Your question was clever, tricky enough that the answer, in its very deception, revealed the truth. How brilliant! She laughed, elation lighting her face. Finally, I see it. Truly smart indeed. Chu Feng allowed himself a small smile at her reaction. Though her odd nature shone brightly, there was a charm to it he could not ignore. Yet there was no time to linger on her amusement. The furnace before him pulsed with latent energy, radiating an exceptional aura that promised secrets and power beyond imagining. Here, at last, the true challenge had been passed, and the path to the spirit power forging furnace lay open, ready to bestow its gifts upon the worthy. The hall seemed to hum in anticipation, as if acknowledging the cunning and courage of the young cultivator who had triumphed through intellect, daring, and insight. The legend of Chu Feng's mind, as well as the furnace's power, was now one step closer to reality. In the shadowed depths of the Asura ghost tower, a mysterious furnace lay in silent repose, its blackened surface absorbing the dim light around it. But within that obsidian shell, a white flame danced, pure, otherworldly, and imbued with an aura that whispered secrets of untold power. It was no ordinary flame. It was alive, a test for those who dared enter. Chu Feng approached, his heart racing with anticipation. As his eyes scanned the furnace, lines of ethereal blue characters shimmered across its surface, revealing its enigmatic decree. The spirit power forging furnace could only be used once. Its flames, ever mutable, would rise and fall according to the desires and strength of its user. But a grave warning accompanied it. Heed your own limits, lest greed and haste cost you everything. Spirit power training and a clear warning, Chu Feng murmured, a thrill of excitement rippling through him. The master of this tower, he knows his art well. Beside him, Eggy's expression betrayed skepticism. Knows his art? He's flaunting it, trying to make his prowess known. Wouldn't it have been simpler to leave some treasures behind? Her lips curled into a smirk, tinged with dissatisfaction. Chu Feng chuckled, eyes gleaming with appreciation. Perhaps, but a mere treasure cannot test a person's true capacity. This furnace, it grants the chance to cultivate and refine spirit power. For world spiritists, it's invaluable. The master knew exactly what he was doing. Eggy's smile widened, a mix of challenge and curiosity in her gaze. Well then, step in and see how long you last in that furnace. With a confident nod, Chu Feng stepped forward. Instantly, the white flames surged, rolling over him like waves of ethereal water. They did not burn, yet they pierced him, seeking the intangible currents of his spirit power. Every flicker and spiral of flame intertwined with his essence, subtly shaping and honing it. The effect was faint at first, nearly indistinguishable from the daily exercises with his Asura ghost axe. Yet the furnace seemed attuned to his mind. Another surge erupted, and the flames deepened into grey, their refining force pressing against Chu Feng's spirit power more insistently. It's still too weak, he shouted, frustration laced with eagerness. Give me more power. As if answering his cry, the flames shifted to a brilliant blue. Pain lanced through his head like 1,000 tiny needles, yet with it came a surge of growth that far surpassed his usual training. His spirit power expanded, burning brighter, faster, stronger. Finally, now it's becoming interesting. Chu Feng howled, eyes alight with exhilaration. Dare to push even further. The furnace roared, flames flaring purple, more intense and relentless. Chu Feng's body trembled. The agony was exquisite, sharp as blades piercing his mind. He fell to his knees, sweat streaming down his face. Yet amidst the torment, his spirit power soared with a speed that made his heart race with elation. Chu Feng, this is your limit, Eggy warned, her voice strained with concern. Continue, and your spirit power will rise, but the purple flames cannot be surpassed safely. He nodded through clenched teeth, recognizing the furnace's gift. The purple flames, formidable indeed, but gold, that's where true power lies. I cannot wait a year. I must seize a shortcut. Determination hardened in his eyes, pale yet unyielding. "I want stronger flames." The furnace obeyed. Golden flames erupted, wild and untamed, howling like feral beasts. Pain unlike any before tore through him, each pulse 1,000 splintering daggers driving into his skull. His body writhed, hands clutching his head, rolling in the furnace, as if the very fire sought to rend him apart. Eggy's cries pierced the roar. "Chu Feng, stop! You'll die in there!" But Chu Feng's resolve was iron. Through clenched teeth he rose, smashing his fist against the ground. He did not flee. Instead, he sank into a cross-legged meditation, summoning every shred of willpower to endure the unbearable agony. The golden flames continued to batter him, yet he embraced the torment, letting it temper his spirit power. Pain became his ally, each stab of flame forging him stronger. This was the crucible of true growth, a trial where suffering and strength intertwined. In the heart of the spirit power forging furnace, Chu Feng chose not retreat, but mastery. Every agonizing moment pressed him closer to the heights he sought, and the golden flames, merciless as they were, would not consume him. They would elevate him. Here, in the searing embrace of mystical fire, a spiritist's path was being carved in blood, sweat, and unwavering will. Chu Feng would endure, and he would emerge, stronger than ever, tempered by the very flames that sought to break him.